and welcome back to a quick Friday flip. I thought it'd be nice to sort of catch up and talk about my two journals that I'm currently working on at the moment. I am working in my B6, which is my current journal. Actually, they're both B6. What am I talking about? So this is my Japan journal, and I've been working on this for the video tier on and off and doing journal with me's and all that sort of thing mixed in with Japan blog footage. And then this is my normal journal that I have been working in. I switched from the A5 to B6 when I finished my A5, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think this helped me transition over to this size. And then once I'm finished with the B6, I'm going back to standard for a while, so I'm kind of jumping around so you get a view of how I journal in different sizes. But I thought instead of doing photography and still frames, because I have got a lot of work to do, I thought I'd just do a quick impromptu Friday flip for you guys of these two journals. I will be flipping up to where my gratitude month starts, because those videos haven't been released yet for the video tier, and I don't want to spoil anything for them. So this is currently my journal. It is a B6. Obviously my cover is a Sojourner with the designer. This is a special leather pocket, and this is a stag. Get a lot of questions. I've got the Traveler's Notebook camel pen loop, and the journal inside is from Documented Journey. So I am actually at the first signature. Like, I've finished one whole signature, and there are 1, 2, 3, there's 4 in this book, so I've got 3 more to go. And this hasn't taken me too long. So I'm pretty happy with where it's going. I kind of really love the intimacy that a B6 gives you, and I've talked about this. You get a lot of real estate in an A5, you certainly do, but a B6 you can do really small things like these small little photos, and they still feel big and they don't get lost. Whereas if I was to put that on an A5, I feel it would get a bit lost, and I'd have to work harder to make it look more cohesive. So I've been really enjoying the more intimate sort of journal spreads in my B6. And just really loving making sort of borders out of illustrations and things, and then having most of my text in the center. That's kind of been the style that I've gone for in this B6 journal. I have been documenting and putting dates in some places. I normally do a monthly sort of thing to say what kind of month it is or what month it is, and then I'll journal within that month, and then when a new month starts, I'll probably put another month. And if only do I put numbers where there is an important date or something I want to remember. And that's kind of been what I've been doing. This was for a Jane Davenport Spellbinders blog post that I did. And there's a whole heap of different like elements, the photographs, collage sheets, distress stains, doodling, you name it. I'm really enjoying the B6 size for my journal. And I've also been trying to include things that I've had lying around on my desk. This was from Collage Sheets quite a while ago. This is the original. I've just put one of my Sojourner business cards. I like to make tabs out of her little bits of leather. So I just sort of stuck that together to make a tab. And I do, Brie did ask me to sort of do all the things that I would normally do to her insert, to see how it goes and see how it sort of holds up to all my abuse. And I've certainly been making sure that I do that. I've been adding acetate. I've been putting tip-ins on the spine, which I normally would avoid if I'm trying to not bust a spine, but I was told to do all the things. I've got watercolor, I've got illustrations, rub-ons, you name it. The paper has been really good. Now with this one, it has some Strathmore mixed media paper and Tomoe River paper, so it's sort of mixed. So you'll see that some pages are the Tomoe River paper, and then some pages are that thicker mixed media paper like this one. So it's been really interesting, and sometimes I love it and sometimes I'm not sure if I like it. And I also sometimes get to the thicker paper and think I'm wasting it by not doing something amazing on it. So I need to get out of that sort of mindset that I've put myself in. There's lots of like the little photographs. I just love doing them. Drawings, the highlight monsters that I did a a Patreon video on. I've collected like bits of ephemera and bits of like everything and anything. This journal has become. I did have a a Halloween bag, like a Ziploc bag taped in here, but it was driving me nuts, and I took it out but I'm gonna find a way to use it. Battery died, as always does it. But as you can see, as I was talking about, some of the pages are Tomoe River paper like these ones, and I don't work chronologically, or I build pages as I go. So you may see pages that look a lot more done and finished, and that's because I have worked on them and worked back and forward. But then pages like this sort of sit like this for a while until I work out what I want to do with them. And this is a set of pages that I'm definitely having issues with and trying to work out. And this was the page that had the Halloween bag on it that I was trying to work out what to do. So I think I might spend the weekend trying to work out what this page wants and how I'm going to change it. But I'll work it out. I'll make it my mission. And then I've got sort of pages with old photographs and using watercolor stripes as an element on my page, taking pages out of my other journals. So I put my journals in a photocopier, especially my travel journal, because I felt like I was missing elements from my travels in my normal journal because I had done it in a completely separate journal. It meant those memories never sort of made it into my journal. So I wanted to put sort of aspects of our travels into my normal journal as a triggering point for memory and stuff. So yeah, definitely pretty fun, and I have enjoyed sort of working in this little size. I'm pretty sure I'm coming up to almost where the gratitude stuff comes. So as you can see, these pages are half worked on, and this is kind of where I am going to stop in this journal, because the next few pages are where my gratitude month starts, and that's tomorrow's video for the top tier, for the video tier. So that is currently where this journal is sitting. I'm really enjoying it. Totally love it. And now my Japan journal. Now this is I call it the Crayola. I know it's not. It's the 3 colorway that Ro did on Sojourner, and I was lucky enough to snag one. I also have the A5 in the turmeric leather, and I know that's rare as hen's teeth, so I'm sorry if you want one, but they're just so hard to get now. Sometimes on the buy swap sell group, the Sojourner one, you can grab one, but not very often. We kind of clutch them to ourselves like it's an heirloom. So in this one is just a plain insert that came with one of my Sojourner traveler's notebooks. So sometimes, I don't know if she does the inserts anymore, but this was one of the, I want to say, orchid paper. And so that's the journal that I kind of gravitated towards. It wasn't too thick. It was a B6, which was the size I was looking for. And I have really been impressed with how this journal is coping with all the abuse. I did cover it because I knew that if I wanted to use this journal again, I wanted to make sure that my cover was going to be okay. So I kind of just did it this way. My cat is whinging at me to go outside. Can you hear her? Yes, miss? So I might let her out before I continue, because she's just going to start meowing at a really high decibel rate in a second. She's outside and happy. And now we're going to go through this little journal. So I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure this is the orchid paper insert from Sojourner. And I have done lots of things. My mind went blank. I've done lots of things. Colored pencil, distress stains. These are distress stains that have been punched onto acetate and smushed all over. I've done oxides. I've done a lot of things to this journal. I've done sketches. There's collage. There's ephemera tip-ins. I made pages that were very similar on Project Life cards. So I swiped Project Life cards through the same colorways as I did some of the prepped pages, and I did prep some of these pages before I left, so I wasn't working on a blank page. And I've really enjoyed sort of the color palette and where this has gone. This is super bright and colorful, which is very indicative to how I felt about Japan. Japan skyrocketed to one of my favorite places ever to visit. I'd never thought anyone would take the place of New York, but Japan definitely has stolen my heart. Very much so. And again, these pages are half worked on. I build them in stages. I add things, I add memories as I'm sitting there thinking about things. So there'll be writing on some pages and not writing on other pages. And I will slowly make my way through. I've got some of the coins tipped in here in a clear little pocket. I'm pretty sure these were like those square 4x4 pockets that you get for Project Life, I think. And I've just put some of the coins in there. I photographed purchases in a creative way so they became a feature, like black and white graphic tape that I bought in Japan. The pirikura, which are like the photo booth stuff that hubby and I did, I made them into tip-ins. I've got some of the cash in here, and these are like the plastic bags that stickers and things came in. I didn't want to waste them, and so I made sure that I've used them to my advantage, especially some of the limited edition Japan only stickers. They have little cherry blossoms on them, so I was like, I'm not throwing that out, I'm gonna keep that. I bought lots of stickers for my suitcase, and I've got some of Tisha Moore's Harajuku Girls, I think it was. Sailor Moon stickers that I bought from Etsy. I have postcards. I have a huge pouch of ephemera. This obviously needs work, and I'm slowly building them up. This page will be have like the bits and pieces that weren't huge events. So huge things that were panned out, like going to a museum or going to a traveler's notebook store. They had designated spots, but this sort of stuff is just like the in-between moments, so not really huge, but still I documented bits and pieces of it when I bought a kawaii suitcase, going to Kittyland. The Pokemon store, even though it wasn't a huge deal for me, it was a huge deal for my son. I video chatted to him while I walked around the Pokemon store, so I didn't get heaps of photos of it because I spent my time with Elijah showing him through everything, telling him to pick out things, but it was something that we did, so it'll probably end up on one of the in-between pages. So I've got quite a few of the little in-between pages where I've just sort of stuck sort of travel stickers, a paper crane, then I've got just odds and ends. Blah, blah. Oh my goodness, cannot talk because I'm on a time crunch. That's where these moments will go in my journal. So I've kind of left a few blank pages that I've just minimally decorated with some of the postcards I've picked up, the traveler's notebook washi that I've picked up as well. And I know that there'll be a few pages of that. And then walking into like Harajuku and stuff. Harajuku was amazing. It was crazy and overwhelming, and I absolutely loved everything about it. So I'm slowly building my Harajuku pages up. And Shinjuku, and going to a cafe and getting these train stamps, which were so hard to find but so much fun to look for. I didn't get all of them that we visited, but I certainly had fun trying. So just documenting those sorts of things. The Travelers Company, and now you remember this girl, she's in my normal journal. I actually photocopied this whole page so that I could put her in. She's a self-portrait, and I kind of want to do more of her, more versions of me in illustration form for my normal journal. So I'm going to be working on that over the holidays, I think, and just sort of enjoying playing with tip-ins and getting my ephemera and stuff, and using all the stamps that I stamped in the Travelers Factory. So yeah, it's been a really fun experience to sort of work in this journal, and just really enjoy putting the ephemera that I collected and doing some watercolor paintings that are about the place that I visited and stuff like that. So this is a little cream puff cafe, but it's called the Tolo Bakery, but I was calling it the Cream Puff Cafe because these little things are like Totoro cream puffs, and they were amazing. And then this is currently where I am, where we went to Studio Ghibli, and I've got like my little Ghibli tickets in here and a little map of the Ghibli museum. And using some of my photos as huge big tip-ins and making them feature pages. So I really love doing that, especially if it's a photo I adore. Adding like the maps and things to my tip-ins. I have absolutely adored making this, adding little soot sprites because they're my favorites. Making sort of cut out tip-in windows. I will do a full flip of this when it's absolutely finished, and I'll probably do that on YouTube because YouTube has had no love lately. And that's currently kind of where I am with my Japan journal. These are little slides and business cards, and then I've just got a few odds and ends sort of pre-prepped in here for when I came to them. There's a couple of blank pages in here. I've still got to do Disneyland, I've still got to do MITS, Tokyo Station, Narita Airport, all that sort of stuff. So that is everything that's currently in my Japan journal. As you can see, it's holding up all right. We're doing okay. It's not busting or anything, but I love this little journal. It's going to be such a wonderful memory when I'm finally finished. It's already a wonderful memory now, so I love how it's turning out. And that are my 2 current journals that I'm working in. I also have a passport, but I'm just going to do these 2 today because they're what I've been working in this week. So instead of doing Friday pages, I'll do a Friday flip for you, which are these. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye!